be discussing about the electric potential energy which is stored in a two-charge system which is placed in an external electric field. So to do this, firstly understand about the given scenario. So firstly we have been given a uniform electric field of an unknown charge. So we are not actually going to take a source charge over here, unlike in case of previous situations where I used to take central positive unit, central positive source charge, and I used to take a electric field within a spherical boundary. But instead, here we are going to talk about a uniform electric field. Now remember one thing, in a uniform electric field, the lines of forces always are parallel to one another. So I have represented the electric field direction by using the parallel lines, and here we have to find out what is the total amount of work done in moving this unit positive test charge. Now all this time we have been talking about the unit positive test charge, but this time let us not take a unit positive test charge. Instead we are going to take a finite positive test charge of q coulomb and move it against the direction of the electric field, that is the external electric field, from infinity to a position A. Now all this time, that is in all the previous cases when we had spoken about the potential energy associated with the source charge, we had always taken the potentials with respect to the position of the source charge itself. But here, since the position of the source charge is unknown, here we can take origin arbitrarily. That is, we can consider any point inside the electric field to be an origin, and the position vector of the point where the external charge is brought into the field, this position I can actually choose it with regards to this position, this origin as r bar. That is, the position vector can be taken from this origin which is randomly chosen. This much of freedom is given when we are dealing with the electric potentials. So when we have the electric potential, so the electric potential, since it is a position dependent quantity, so we can write it as V of r bar at position A. So the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive test charge from infinity to a point A due to the electric field, that is within an electric field, external electric field, can be given as V of r bar. Now the work which is done in moving this finite charge q from outside the electric field to a position A inside the electric field, the total work done can be defined as the potential energy. Now this potential energy U of r bar, I can write it as equal to Q into V of r bar. So this is the potential energy stored in a single charge Q when it is placed in an external field. Now if I want to find out, instead of taking only a single charge Q1, I am going to find what is the total potential energy of a two charge system. That is, I am going to take another charge Q2 and I am going to move it to a different position B. Right? So this also is done obviously against the direction of the field. Now the position vector of A, I will take it as R1 bar and this as R2 bar. Okay? So the position vector of B is R2 bar, position vector of A is R1 bar. Now I also find out what is the potential energy stored in bringing this Q1 charge to position A, and what is the total potential energy stored in this Q2 while it is being brought to position B. Okay, so firstly we will get this Q1 charge to position A. In doing that, the potential energy stored in Q1 will be Q1 into V1 of R1 bar, as we already got it over here. Similarly, while we are getting the Q2, the charge Q2 into the electric field against the direction of electric field, the potential energy or the work done will be given as U2 of R2 bar equal to Q2 into V2 of R2 bar. Okay? So remember one thing, In the previous case, that is when we are talking about the potential energy of Q1, the potential energy stored in case of Q1, we didn't have any kind of other charges inside the electric field. This was the only charge which was brought in, right? But here, in case of Q2, we don't have only the electric field of the external source charge, but we also have another charge, that is Q1 already existing inside the field. That is, now I don't have only the external field to talk about, I also have the electric field associated with the charge Q1. That is, I have to deal with the potential energy stored in charge Q2 due to the external field, which I have already done, and along with this I also have to do some work against the electric field of the charge Q1. Okay, so the work which is done against the field of Q1 charge on Q2 in bringing that charge to the position vector B, it is given by U21 of R12 bar equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R12. So now the total potential energy will be surely the sum of these three, that is the algebraic sum of U1, U2 and U3. So when I do that, the total potential energy which is stored in the charge in this two system charge will be U is equal to Q1 of V1 of R1, V1 of R1 bar, Q2 into V2 of R2 bar plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R12. Now note one thing, that the potential energy whenever we talk about, or the electric potential when we talk about, so electric potential and electric potential energy, they have a certain bit of freedom, that is they are allowed a bit of freedom in order to choose their position vectors. That is, the initial position vector can always be chosen with respect to a random origin as I have shown over here. So this is about the electric potential energy which is stored in a system of charges which is placed in an external field. Thank you.